In a world that's just buzzing with information, how often do you find yourself struggling to find your own words? Well, today, we're going to look at a wonderfully simple, totally analog method to help you reconnect with your unique voice. You know the feeling, right? You're scrolling through endless feeds, you're connected 24/7, but when it's actually time to express your own thoughts, you just draw a blank. If that sounds anything like you, trust me, you are definitely not alone. The material we're looking at calls this a shower of words, and it's so true. We are constantly drenched in information from AI, from social media, from all those notifications pinging away. But all that abundance can actually make it harder, not easier, to know what we really think and feel. So yeah, let's start by looking at this digital deluge and the huge challenge it presents when it comes to finding our own authentic voice. But what if the solution wasn't another app or some new digital tool? What if it was something simple, something analog? Well, from Japan, we get this beautiful antidote to the whole problem. The word savings box. The whole concept is called Kotoba no Chokinbako, and it is just a beautifully simple, hands-on way to just slow down. It's all about reconnecting with the words that genuinely speak to you and creating this sort of personal treasure chest of language that truly matters. And getting started is so simple. And honestly, it's just delightful. First, you find a word or a phrase that just jumps out at you from a real physical newspaper or magazine. Second, you snip it out, chucky chucky. Third, you save it in a special box with a satisfying little chirin chirin. And then, later, you can take these words, paste them onto some paper, and just handwrite whatever thoughts pop into your head. And the feedback from people who've actually tried this? It's fascinating. They say things like their mind feels clearer and more organized. Kids find it surprisingly fun. It even gets people to read more deeply, pulling them into articles they'd normally skip, all while you're building your vocabulary and sharpening your sense of language. Now, this might just sound like a simple little craft project, but there is some serious science behind why it's so effective. So let's explore why this simple act of snipping is actually, well, incredibly smart. Neuroscientist Dr. Ruta Kawashima explains that this is a really meaningful activity for our brains. It engages multiple functions all at once. You've got reading, writing, and communication all firing. Our brains just thrive on new things, and the ever-changing content of a newspaper makes this a really powerful way to light things up in there. And this idea, it perfectly illustrates a much larger trend. I mean, just look at Sweden. They were pioneers in digital education, but then they noticed a decline in deep reading skills and that students were losing concentration. The results? A huge policy shift back to physical books and handwriting to improve comprehension. It's a really powerful, real-world example of just how valuable analog learning is. So here's the key idea. The word savings box is what experts call a multimodal activity. That just means it engages a bunch of your senses at the same time. Sight, touch, the physical movement of cutting and writing, and putting all those together is what really strengthens learning, memory, and our emotional connection to what we're doing. Think about it. It's so different from just tapping on a sterile glass screen. The physical act of handwriting creates this unique connection between our brain, our body, and our emotions. The words we form by hand, they literally carry a piece of us. Our feelings are etched onto the page through our own penmanship. But the power of this project isn't just about what it does for your brain. It has a really deep emotional origin. This is a practice that was truly born from hope. This whole idea wasn't some academic exercise cooked up in a university. The word savings box actually began in the aftermath of the devastating 2011 Great East Japan earthquake. It was created out of this simple, profound desire to help heal a community that was in a lot of pain. The project's founder, Yuko Watanabe, put it in the simplest terms. She just said, "I just wanted to do something to bring smiles and energy back to the children who had lost them." So powerful. And just look at the incredible journey that one simple wish sparked. The project was founded 15 years ago with the simple goal of healing. It started in 2011 in a temporary housing complex in Miyagi, right after the earthquake. And today, its influence has spread all across the country, from Hokkaido in the north to Okinawa in the south. And in 2024, its amazing impact was recognized with the prestigious Hakuho Award for Education. So now let's get to the most important part, how you can start collecting the words that speak directly to you. You don't need any special skills, you don't need any fancy equipment. All it takes to begin is a little bit of curiosity and a genuine desire to notice and cherish the words all around you. It really is that simple. You could start a box at home with your family. You could introduce it in a classroom with students. It could even be a great tool for sparking some creative inspiration at work. Or, you could simply keep one for yourself as a really powerful kind of personal journal. The applications here are truly endless. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. If you started your own word savings box today, what words would you save first? Ultimately, this whole project is guided by this beautiful and powerful philosophy. It is summed up perfectly in their catchphrase, "Words exist not to hurt people, but to make them happy."